We're not about to let King Super show us up on any lemon pepper chicken. Plain chicken. I let it come to almost room temperature because it is easier to cook and it cooks all the way through faster. Okay? If you're always ever worried about your chicken, always make sure you got yourself a little thermometer. I got this one, it's a professional chef one. You can also find these at the grocery store. Just make sure that when you use one of these, you put it in ice water. Make sure it's at the right temperature before you start to use it. Chicken wants to be 165. Don't forget that. Let's rubber down. First, lemon. Let's get that squeezer. We got squeezer. In. Lemon. Fresh cooked. Pepper. Salt. Don't forget butter. Okay? Buttery Steakhouse. What this is it's dehydrated butter. If you can't get butter on everything, you can find a way to get butter. I personally am going to buy myself a food dehydrator so that way I can dehydrate my own butter. Yum. Rub those breasticles down. Also, can't go wrong with little crunchy, crispy roasted garlic. Add that on there. Alright, when your chesticles are ready, let's get a pan on. Tongs. That's what we need. Bong, bong, bong. Heat on. Medium high. No oil in. Why do we use canola oil? Because olive oil burns at 300 degrees. Don't cook with olive oil. Unless, of course, you're going to cut it with butter. Alright, when your oil is nice and thin and hot, let's go ahead and get these boobies in. This is the Warrior Shield. Put it at half mast so that way it still gets in the air to avoid a mess. Once I got a good sear on them, flip those bad boys over. Oh, it's already falling apart. Delicious. Okay, now, in the oven. I put the oven on about 350. I lied, 375. Right, straight in my pan. That way, I don't have to worry about that pan no more. No mess. Just remember when you pull it out, put something on the end of that handle so that way you don't burn yourself when you go to grab it again. Now, a lot of people think that they need a deep fryer to deep fry at home, but you don't. All you need is a little bit of oil. Doesn't even need to be deep enough to submerge everything all the way, but just enough. At least in a deep roaster pan. Bring it up to 350 degrees and we'll start frying. Remember about that thermometer. This one will turn off at 350 degrees, so I like to check it with this. I've got it on like a medium high heat right now. Don't want it to go too high too fast, because if it does, then we're going to turn down just a tiny bit to about a medium-ish. These are electric burners too, so we know that these things suck balls. No pun intended. We're about to fry falafel balls. Ha ha. Hashtag chef joke. Okay, that was dumb. Okay, we're officially at the temperature that we need. So, we're going to start easily setting our falafel balls down in there. Now you're going to cool your oil down a little bit, so as soon as it stops reacting, stop adding stuff. That means the oil's cooled down too much and it won't cook anymore. Okay? So we got perfect reaction. We're going to turn it down even just a tiny bit more because that almost looks like it's going to be too active. It's going to burn my balls. We don't want to be burning no balls. Okay? I made me a little sheet tray. Haha, chef joke. I don't really feel like making my cooking tray dirty. So, little foil. Here in a second, we'll take these out onto the foil. As soon as they're on the foil, salt immediately. Want to make sure those bad boys get flavor. Okay? Give them only a tiny little nudge. Don't touch anything right away. Let it cook for half a second. It already did. So that's why I was just giving them a tiny nudge. Once they have cooked for a tiny second, then you can go ahead and start flipping them over. Look at that. Nice and golden brown. Perfect. We're just going to let them roll around in the oil now. Remember, don't play with your balls too much. And get soft. Those are almost done. Let's check our chicken. Can't see anything because the Cliffhawk's got my glasses. Check our chicken temperature. Pick the thickest part of the meat. We want 165, remember? 176. Beautiful. Well, it's starting to go down, but it was 176. So we are done. We're going to let that chicken chill. We're going to let it chill for a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid back on it. All that juicy flavor that's in there. Try not to piss off your oil while you're doing that, okay? Save that juicy flavor in your chicken. Okay, oil goes off. Balls come out. Remember, as soon as they hit the plate, salt. Or even before they hit the plate. Now, that oil's clean. We're going to save it. Bam. No. Look at those crispy, yummy, crunchy, brown, delicious falafel balls. Alright. You can see our bread has risen nearly twice the size. We're going to let her keep going. Since you got that oven on, what you're going to do, you're going to take some of this pita bread, 2 pieces, right? Cut them in half. Foil in the oven. 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, whenever they're done. Make them nice and warm. You're feeling real nice. Take 2 forks, because we know that chicken is going to be tender. And just start tearing it apart. That way, nice and easy, put into our pita pocket. And it'll be juicy too. Yummy. Alright, pita bread's out of the oven. Open it up. Like a taco. Fill it with all of your goodies. Tzatziki, falafel, spinach, cut tomato, hummus, all the good stuff. And enjoy.